Stop trying to make toxic people understand you. Stop explaining your boundaries to people who benefit from crossing them. Stop defending yourself against every accusation. And stop giving your peace to people who know exactly how to disturb it. Some people don't need another conversation with you. They need less access to you. As you get older, you begin to understand something uncomfortable. Not every conflict deserves your energy. Not every accusation deserves a defense. And not every relationship deserves unlimited access to your life. Marcus Aurelius lived surrounded by difficult people, critics, manipulators, ambitious men, disloyal people, and people who misunderstood him. But Stoicism never taught him to control those people. It taught him to control himself. And that distinction changes everything. Because once you understand it, a toxic person's greatest weapon becomes weaker. Your reaction. You stop fighting every battle. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop wondering why someone behaves the way they do. Instead, you ask 3 questions. What did they do? What can I control? What will I permit? And after 35, this becomes even more important. Your time is limited. Your responsibilities are greater. You have family, work, bills, goals, and a mind that has already carried enough. You cannot afford to spend your remaining energy managing another adult's chaos. So remember 4 Stoic tools: the fortress, the rudder, the gate, and the fire. The fortress. Your mind is your fortress. A fortress does not prevent storms. It determines what gets inside. Someone can insult you, criticize you, misunderstand you, or try to provoke you. But their words do not automatically become your truth. Imagine Daniel. He's 46, with 2 children, a demanding career, and years of experience. But he has one colleague, Richard, who constantly undermines him. Richard interrupts him in meetings, takes credit for his ideas, highlights his mistakes, and quietly tries to make him look incompetent. Daniel knows what's happening, but he makes one mistake. He keeps trying to prove it. He gathers evidence. He rehearses arguments. He talks about Richard at dinner. He thinks about him while driving. And at night, he replays every conversation. Richard spends 8 hours at Daniel's workplace. But Daniel takes Richard home with him mentally. That's the danger. A toxic person doesn't need physical access to control you. They only need emotional access. The Stoics understood that an event is one thing. Your judgment about that event is another. Someone says, "You're incompetent." That's their statement. But when you conclude, "Maybe I'm worthless," you've turned their opinion into your identity. You don't have to. Ask, what actually happened? Then, what part belongs to me? Your actions, your words, your work, your mistakes. And then ask, what belongs to them? Their mood, their insecurity, their behavior, their opinion. That separation creates distance, and distance creates choice. Daniel eventually stopped trying to expose Richard. Instead, he documented his work, communicated professionally, stopped gossiping, and answered only what needed to be answered. No anger, no long explanations, no courtroom speech. Richard eventually discovered something uncomfortable. Daniel was no longer easy to control. That's what the fortress does. It doesn't attack everything outside its walls. It simply controls what enters. The rudder. Now imagine a ship in a storm. The ship cannot control the ocean. It cannot command the wind. It cannot negotiate with the waves. It has one critical responsibility: the rudder. Its direction. Your life works the same way. People will disappoint you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will criticize you. Someone will behave unfairly. The question is not, how do I make them stop? The question is, can I keep myself pointed in the right direction? Your values are your direction. When someone becomes disrespectful, they may try to make you disrespectful. They become angry. You become angry. They lie. You desperately defend yourself. They manipulate. You manipulate back. Now they are steering your ship. Not because they are powerful, because you handed them the rudder. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself to return to his character. That's the practice. Return. When someone insults you, don't immediately ask, "How do I destroy them?" Ask, "Who do I want to be in this moment?" Maybe you respond firmly. Maybe you correct the record. Maybe you walk away. Maybe you document what happened. Maybe you say nothing. The correct response depends on the situation. Stoicism does not mean tolerating abuse. It means refusing to let someone else's bad behavior decide who you become. Think about Sarah. She's 41 and has spent years trying to keep peace in her family. Whenever relatives argue, Sarah becomes the mediator. She explains one person's behavior to another. She apologizes for things she didn't do. She feels responsible whenever someone becomes angry. Her problem isn't kindness. Her problem is responsibility without boundaries. She confused peacekeeping with peace. Eventually, Sarah stopped rushing into every argument. She stopped carrying messages between people. She stopped feeling responsible for everyone's emotions. And she learned something important. People often become comfortable with the version of you that absorbs consequences for them. When you change, they may call you selfish, difficult, cold. Let them. A boundary often feels offensive to someone who benefited from you having none. Keep your hand on the rudder. Your character comes first. The gate. Now we reach the hardest part. The gate. Many people understand boundaries but don't enforce them. They say, "Don't speak to me that way." Then continue the conversation. "Please don't involve me in this." Then answer every message. "I need space." Then immediately return. That's not a boundary. That's a request. A real boundary changes your behavior. Consider Michael. He's 52 and has had the same friend for almost 30 years. But the relationship has become unhealthy. The friend constantly mocks him, borrows money without repaying it, disappears when Michael needs help, and returns whenever he wants something. Michael knows the relationship is damaging him, but history makes him hesitate. 30 years is a long time. True, but history is not a lifetime contract. A relationship can have a valuable past and still have an unhealthy present. The gate is not a weapon. It's a filter. Some people get full access to you. Some get limited access. Some get professional access. Some get occasional access. And some get no access. Not everyone deserves the same version of you. Your time is finite. Your attention is finite. Your emotional energy is finite. Your family deserves your best version, not the version of you that spent the entire evening fighting an argument that happened at work. You don't always need a dramatic confrontation. Sometimes distance is quiet. You stop initiating. You stop oversharing. You stop explaining. You remain civil. But you become unavailable for chaos. Before giving someone deeper access to your life, watch their behavior. Do they respect boundaries? Do they take responsibility? Do their actions match their words? Don't judge people by potential. Watch patterns. Character reveals itself through repetition. The fire. But there's one more lesson. Don't become so obsessed with avoiding difficult people that you become fragile. Difficulty itself isn't always the enemy. Sometimes difficult people expose weaknesses you needed to address. A manipulative person may teach you discernment. A disrespectful colleague may teach you stronger communication. A controlling person may reveal your fear of disappointing others. A toxic relationship may expose your dependence on external validation. That's the fire. Take the lesson. Leave the resentment. You don't need to remain inside the fire to prove you're strong. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is learn what the experience came to teach you, and then walk away. But remember, Stoicism is not submission. If someone threatens your safety, seriously abuses you, or repeatedly damages your ability to function, protect yourself and seek appropriate support. Strength does not mean tolerating destruction. It means taking disciplined action. The inner citadel. The deepest lesson is this. You cannot build a peaceful life by controlling everyone around you. You build peace by becoming less dependent on their behavior. Someone may misunderstand you. Let them. Someone may dislike you. Let them. Someone may tell a distorted story about you. Correct what needs correcting. Then continue living. Your life cannot become a courtroom where every accusation demands a defense. The mature Stoic doesn't say, "I will never be disturbed." He says, "I will recover command quickly." That's resilience, not perfection. Return, again and again, like a ship returning to its heading, like a soldier returning to formation, like a garden being cleared every morning. Your mind requires maintenance. Every day, someone may try to plant fear, anger, resentment, doubt, or envy inside it. You decide what stays. So today, don't confront everyone. Don't announce your new boundaries. Don't send the long message you've been writing in your head. Do something quieter. Choose one person, one situation, one repeated pattern, and decide what changes today. Maybe you stop explaining yourself. Maybe you stop responding immediately. Maybe you stop sharing private information. Maybe you stop participating in gossip. Maybe you document what's happening. Maybe you have one direct conversation. Maybe you walk away. Choose based on wisdom, not anger. Then hold the line. Someone may push harder. Don't confuse their resistance with your wrongdoing. Remain calm. Remain precise. Remain fair. You don't need to prove that you're strong. Your conduct will prove it. Remember the fortress. Protect your mind. Remember the rudder. Keep your character pointed in the right direction. Remember the gate. Decide who receives access. And remember the fire. Take the lesson. Leave the resentment. Build your inner citadel. Quietly. No announcement. No applause. No need for everyone to understand. You have lived long. Enough to know that some battles become smaller when you stop feeding them. Some relationships become healthier when you create distance. And some people lose their power over you the moment you stop trying to make them understand your worth. So close the gate where necessary. Take your hand back to the rudder. Return to your character. And keep building. In silence. The crowd talks. The disciplined build. You have heard the rule. Now live it. This is not entertainment. This is your psychological toolkit. The crowd talks. The disciplined build. Join the circle. Subscribe for more Stoic rules for strength and self-mastery.